And how smart are you? Rory scoffed. Smart enough to know that something shady is going on if you were present at your brother's arrest? Her glance turned sly. I'd imagine your surname isn't Valentini. It isn't, Matri agreed, her eyes twinkling as she watched Fee toy with Rory, an occurrence that rarely happened in our household. It's Fitzwilliam. I was the last Fitzwilliam, and my father refused to leave me or them an inheritance unless they continued our surname. Only Stan and I are Valentinis now, I told her, even though this was definitely a family secret. We go by our ancestral name. But your sister doesn't. Fee's words waned as she weighed up my twin, who, in turn, was eyeing her like she was trying to figure out if she could take her in a fight. 133, by the way. Rory frowned. 133? My IQ, Fee said sweetly. My IQ is longer than the length of my hemlines. Matri let loose a chuckle. Smart enough to tangle with you, Rory. That means Luciu must have met his match. You're the only one who could ever twist him up in an argument. I groused. I let her win. Stan shoved his dish away. If you believe that, you really are more stupid than you look. Glowering at him, I began eating, but Fee twisted on my lap and demanded, Well, is no one going to tell me who she is? How was she there when you were arrested? There was silence for a moment as the entire family looked among each other, wondering who'd say it first. Naturally, it was my brother who declared, Meet the youngest district attorney in NYC's history. She's the DA? Fee gasped, her fork falling to her plate with a noisy clatter. That's one way to describe her, I said grimly.
What are you doing? The thick accented English had me twisting around to face Alina, Luce's disapproving housekeeper. I knew who it was from the accent alone, and I'd known she was there from the start because of her heavy footsteps. She'd glared at me when she served me dinner, and she was glaring at me now. But I didn't have to answer her. I didn't have to do jack. Instead, I averted my focus back to the tile that I was scrubbing with a toothbrush. What are you doing? She repeated, and I heard her shoes clomp as she moved nearer to me. I'm cleaning, I answered on a huff as the scent of verbena perfume filled my nostrils. Better than detergent, I guessed. Is no clean? It's plenty clean, I scowled at her. You speak some English, I see. Which meant she'd totally understood me when I'd come to the building and had let her daughter translate for her on her behalf. She ignored that. Then why clean? Blowing a stream of air onto my forehead to cool down some, I stared up at her. We got a problem? You say he's dirty? No, I'm saying I need to clean. She frowned at me, stared at the toilet bowl, then grunted something in her language as she wandered off. Relieved to be alone again, I returned to my task, before I treated the entire bathroom floor to a toothbrushing. It was pretty satisfying, because Luce had one of those washroom floors with the tiny mosaic tiles, so I could scrub around each corner. And it was big, too, so as time passed, I was legit getting high on Lysol. Sweaty and tired, I continued with my cleaning session, happy not to be thinking about stuff because my recent past had been weird. And the simplicity of cleaning was just nice. Not thinking about anything other than making sure the place was hygienic came as both a relief and a release because somehow I'd gotten myself involved in a real-life conspiracy. Somehow, Jesus wept. I've been thinking. I let out a sharp gasp as I pivoted on my knees and found Luciu standing in the doorway, leaning against the door jamb,